Hi, this is Gwen Peterson. I'm a certified independent health coach and presidential director with Optavia. If this is the first time you've stumbled upon my channel, welcome. Make sure to click that subscribe button so you get notifications every time I load a new video. And if this video offers you value with my sister and me, make sure to click that like button. And then if you'd like to just see more content, I try to post sometimes over on my Facebook page called Gather with Gwen. It's a closed group. And then I also have a actual page on Facebook that is called Optimal Health with Gwen. And I haven't been good in the last couple of weeks, but if you're a TikToker, come on over to TikTok. Yeah, embarrassing. Anyway, today's video is to tell you a little bit about my sister's story because it's never too late to get healthy. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy what I'm about to talk about. Today's video is to let you know if you're the person that has followed my YouTube channel and gone on and off and on and off, it's never too late to get healthy. Example, my sister. Okay, so those of you guys that have followed me know that I've been coaching 8 years. And my sister, I don't even know, she probably was one of my first 10 or 15 clients because of course I was losing weight. She's jumped on the bandwagon of stuff I've done before. And life has happened, divorced, remarried, kids, all that kind of stuff. And we all have that story. Well, not divorced, but we all have stuff. There's nobody that doesn't have stuff. But back in the day, I kept saying mental component. And she's like, yeah, that's my sister. That's my sister. None of it mattered, right? But then this interesting life event happened, a little thing called COVID. Blink twice if you're living the COVID life, right? So one of her excuses was always, if I had more time, I would do your thing, right? I'll buckle down. But she never really stayed consistent long enough to even truly see results. And to her, Optavia was just Gwen's thing. Like family party, they make fun of me. She'll tell you about that in a second. Like it's Gwen's thing, right? Well, then COVID hits and she calls me and says, let's talk again. Because I now have no excuses. I'm sitting around her retail job. They shut them all down. So she was getting, furlough and all that jazz. So that's when she locked and loaded. So Colleen, tell us what your numbers ended up being like when you started. Well, how tall are you again?
Well, I'm 5'4" on a good day when my hair's good and the wind's blowing my way. So maybe 5'3".
Yeah, me too. I was actually 5'3.5" on a scale yesterday at the doctor's. So, all right. So 5'4", let's give her some wiggle room. And what was your start weight when you called me back in April of 2020?
178.
Yeah, right. Okay. And I started 8 years ago at 181. So identical, but we're built very different. I am a tree trunk, no curves, and she is tiny up top and then heavier in the hips, right? So we're very different body styles. And this is, side note, squirrel moment, why I tell people that before they stop and go into transition, it's not about the scale, because you put her and me together at the same weight, we look totally different. So it's actually about body fat percentage. So anyhow, so Colleen, you got going on program and you ended up getting from 178 to what?
123.
I'm not even 123. Holy
55 pounds.
Woo! Serious. Okay. Results not typical. There's going to be a disclaimer. Results not typical. She'd done the program how many times starting and stopping? Do you even know?
I don't even know. Maybe 5 or 6. I don't really know.
Don't even know.
Too many to count.
Exactly. So then this time was different because one of the excuses was, I have the time, I'm sitting around doing nothing, and that's not her. She's a doer like me. We're similar but different personalities. So then what happened when people started knowing that you were losing weight? Because you were living on social media because nothing else to do because you're locked down. So you did start telling people, hey, I'm down this much weight, just because you had nothing else to do. What happened?
Well, I mean, it was either that or post COVID memes on Facebook every day. So I started letting people know what I was doing, and everyone was like, wow, because no one was seeing us because we couldn't get out. And so, but they were seeing me on social media. And so then they started asking what I was doing because I was just dropping. And then people were interested. And so I'm like, Gwen, here's a client for you. Here's another client for you. Like, these people were coming out of the woodworks wanting to do what I was doing because I was having so much success.
Right. And that's the thing is so in her mind, she wasn't going to coach because she's not going to be that person. So she wasn't purposely posting on social media to acquire clients. She actually was like, if there's a way that I could cover my food through the referral credits, because I give a $25 referral credit as a wellness credit on the account toward her food to all my people that refer people to me. So her goal, because of her getting less income and then they not paying health insurance, all this wacky stuff, she's like, if there's a way I could cover my food through your referral credits. So then, of course, I did what I always do, because I know what my people don't know is I know that if they shadow me coaching their friends, it will totally help them be accountable. Because now when their friend, instead of me just taking that client, giving her a $25 referral credit, she's not part of the process. But now all of a sudden that Linda, I'm thinking of Linda, a lady that I knew was a neighbor, all of that kind of stuff. And when Linda was like, well, I want to do the program, I'm like, Colleen, Linda's been your neighbor for 20 years. She's not going to ask me the questions. She's going to ask you the questions. So that's when I wrangled her in to saying, yes, I will shadow you and buy a coach kit, right? You were very hesitant, right?
Oh, because I knew nothing. Like, I knew that I could eat the food and I could read the book and listen to audiobooks and podcasts. But if she asked me a question, I wouldn't have the answer. So I was really scared. I didn't think that I could be a coach.
Right. That's what almost everybody says. And of course, the other thing, Gwen has a YouTube channel. Gwen has coached all that. She knows all, like, it shifted from me being the person they make fun of at family dinners to, ooh, she actually knows a lot of stuff. I could never know that because she was 6.5 years behind my Optavia learning, right? I mean, she'd never stuck to the books, not the podcast, not the Monday night calls, none of that. So all of a sudden it shifted from let's make fun of Gwen to, oh, she actually knows her stuff, right?
Yeah, who knew?
Because I'm a YouTube sensation with 10,000 followers. No, I'm kidding. So anyhow, so then that's when I'm like, listen, and this is how it works when somebody actually is open to it, is you're going to buy the coach kit and you're going to shadow me coaching them, but you're in the messenger threads, you're on the, check-ins, all of that. So now you learn, and guess what that does? It builds accountability in for Colleen when cute little Linda, her neighbor, is killing it on program and asking questions in the thread. Colleen's so excited for Linda that what does it do for you when somebody else is having success that you really love and care about? How did that feel?
Well, it felt really good, but it also gave me accountability. Like, I knew that I wanted to keep the weight off and be healthy for myself, but then all of a sudden somebody else was relying on me. And if I went back, what does that say about me in the program and as a coach? So it really gave me what I needed to really stay with the mental component, stay in maintenance, stay transitioned, so that my clients would follow the same pattern as me.
Exactly. Right. So that's where when, if you're watching this video and you're like, oh, my coach is always trying to get me to coach and it's so annoying and they just want to make money off of me, blah, 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 blah. You might be perceiving it that way, but for most of us coaches, I wish every one of my clients would become a coach and coach even one person, because the things you're going to learn through shadowing your coach, coaching your friends, your knowledge is going to heighten automatically, but then it also builds in that accountability that you don't have. Because if you were capable of keeping yourself accountable, you wouldn't have weight to lose. Bottom line, right? And so when people are like, oh, I'm fine, I'm accountable, or oh, my spouse, I'm like, oh, stop it with the spouse. That spouse loves you. And so what, by the way, sorry, I'm going on a tangent. So if you're over this video, you can stop and move on to another one. But you know, a lot of clients will say to me, oh, my spouse is an accountability partner. I'm like, yeah, he's not. Because when we did your health assessment, you told me you've done 20 diets. You're the professional dieter. And by the way, comment in the comments below on this video if you're that professional dieter, right? If you're a professional dieter and your husband was truly an accountability partner, he would have stood in front of the pantry every time you failed on all 20 diets. He loves you. He's not going to push you out of the way of the pantry. A spouse has no ability to be an accountability partner, and a best friend is a best friend because they let you off the hook because they care about you. And so that's why it's somebody that's depending on you for the health and wellness that helps keep you accountable. Colleen, have you ever heard me say it that way before?
Yeah, well, you know, and I think about it, it's like, oh, honey, I love you, but let's go to Mexican food. Okay, let's go. Like, they're not going to tell you no.
No.
You know, so no, there's no way. Even my sister, you know, wasn't accountability person for me because what's she going to do? So having other people rely on me was the way to go. And what was really cool is I've been coaching for about 2 years now, and I know so much more now. I mean, still don't know everything. Like, I think I text Gwen at least once or twice a week with a question I can't answer, but you can still coach not knowing everything.
Always, because if you're team coaching, obviously at the beginning, I was answering all the questions she was learning, and then she started answering the questions that were common questions. But like she says, there are questions that she still doesn't know, which you're never going to know everything. It's nutrition, and nutrition is what it is. And, you know, diseases and different health issues. There's so many different things. Our bodies are so unique that there's never one right answer for every person. But you think, I've been doing this 8 years. My coach has been doing it 11. There are times that I ask her, what's your take on this? I don't know how to navigate this, even 8 years in. And if I don't know, I can call Dr. A. I have his cell phone. I do. I've never called him.
Okay. Well, I don't, but I do have the resources to find the answers if they're not available.
Yeah, I'm not calling Dr. A. Hey, Dr.
How do I get his number?
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing is, but I can tell you, there are plenty of, especially health issues that number one, if somebody has a health issue, I'm going to say, you need to talk to your doctor, take them the physician information, all of that. We do not ever coach somebody that has a health issue without them clearing it with their doctor first. But the other piece of that is that nutrition supports hotline is there for your taking. Anybody can call, coaches, clients, etc. So there's never a question that you can't get answered. So when people say, I don't know anything, I'm like, well, you know how to dial the phone. You can get every answer you need, either via Google, the books, our Monday night podcast, or calling nutrition support. So when someone says, I can't coach yet, I haven't read the whole book, I'm like, yeah, that's not a thing, because a lot of the questions you're going to need are on the spot. They're not like, you're going to turn to, when Colleen asked me a question, now turn to page 23, it's element 2, like it's not, it's real life application, right? So Colleen, to wrap up, because I know I said we were going to do this in 5 minutes, but I never do anything in 5 minutes. Never happens. What would you say is the one thing for somebody that's watching that is yo-yoing on plan, that's going to be motivated by it's never too late to actually get healthy, even if you've yo-yoed a million times? Yeah. What would you say, number one, first question is, what's been the key, aside from the coaching, that's really helped you personally stay on task this time with your own health?
It's definitely the mental component. And I don't always get into the book. The book has great things, but I always am listening to a podcast or an audiobook because it puts my brain in the right place to make better choices. When I'm doing my baking for Christmas, I got that thing going on in the background, so I'm not licking the bowl.
Right. See, so that's the difference. Is my YouTube channel is all about that mental component, and that's what's different, is because I shoved it down her throat that this wasn't going to stick this time either if she didn't do the mental component. And she, you know, the only book she's ever read, I mean, I've grown up with her, is the Harlequin romances. You used to plow through those.
No, I read The Outsiders.
Oh, The Outsiders. Oh, but on our motorhome trips, you didn't read those? Like me? Oh, see, so that's the thing, is she's not a reader, which is fine. She's a listener. So it's not that you have to read everything. You can listen to it if that's how you want to do it, through our Monday night webinars, the Optavia Habits of Health podcast. Go to your podcast app on your phone, search Optavia, subscribe to the Habits of Health podcast, and you can get, there's 300 or 400 podcasts on there. You're never going to run out of content. So knowing that that's what got you to your goal weight is finally doing that mental component. And I know you've had a few bobbles. Everybody does. It's not like from the day you said yes a year and a half ago to now, you haven't had any unbalanced sugar. It's real life. But you've known how, if you had a few off-plan days due to a trip or whatever, you now mentally are in a spot where it's not that you're starting again. It's just you're getting back into your nutrition. It's not an on-off anymore.
Oh, no, right. Somebody even asked me the other day, what if I make a mistake? I said, it didn't happen, and you start the minute after, not tomorrow, not Monday. I ate it at 2:00. At 2:15, I'm back on plan.
Right. You're never on off. It's just a choice that you made, right? So yeah, so that's there. And then would you say that me as your coach and the mental component would have really actually been enough for when you hit that 123?
Yeah.
Seriously.
123.
No wonder why the body fat scanner told me yesterday that I need to still lose 24 pounds. So anyway, yeah. So basically, would you agree that you wouldn't have been still where you are now if you hadn't started coaching Linda, shadowing me, and all of that?
Oh, definitely not. And first of all, I mean, maybe if my coach wasn't my sister, it might be a little different, but at the end of the day, she's just my sister. Okay. But so yeah, the books are great. Having a mentor coach is great, and it helps you get to your goal. But what's the reason for not going back to the way I was? I call them accountability partners. I don't even call them my clients. I call them accountability partners because they help me stay on track and I help them stay on track. We're partners. And so I feel like that has given me the passion for health.
Yep. I love that. Okay. One last thing. So I hope people are watching through the end of this. I know my loyal followers watch, the other people hop in and out. Last thing. We never talked about your husband. Tell about Mike.
So my husband, we have been married for 7 years, and we were both a little overweight when we got married, and then we got fat and happy together. And I can't even remember how high he got, but his health was so bad that he said he would just walk across the parking lot and he'd have to sit down because he'd get dizzy and lightheaded. And he said he could feel the black thing lurking around the corner to take him, like the Grim Reaper or something. Like he knew he was there, like he wasn't going to be around for his family. And that was another reason that I wanted to get healthy, to hopefully drag him along. And so we started it together. And he used to have to sleep sitting up because his acid reflux was so bad. Like he was just a mess. And he really needed a CPAP. He would stop breathing all the time, but he refused because he was in denial. And so, and again, medical things aren't cured, but he got healthy and he feels great and he has all this energy. He's lost 70 pounds. And yeah. And of course, in the same amount of time that I lost 55, but we all don't like men very much because they lose weight so fast. But anyway, but he instantaneously, his acid reflux went away. He wasn't dizzy and lightheaded. He felt good. He didn't feel like something was coming at him. And he went to the doctor and all his numbers were so good that the doctor was mad that he didn't get his numbers done before he lost the weight because he wanted the comparison. Like everything was perfect. So I'm just happy for him that he's still going to be around for us.
Right. And he's 45, right? How is it okay that a 45-year-old was honestly believing that he was going to die due to his health, right? Like,
he was sure he was going to drop dead of a heart attack any minute.
And no solution in his mind, yet good old sister-in-law's doing this packaged food thing, right? So that's the thing is, it's never too late to get your health back on track. And so what's been fun for Colleen is my target audience end up being women, but because her husband's done so well too, she's ended up bringing a lot of people along for the ride that both are the wives dragging the husband, and then the husband kind of ends up really figuring it out as well. So she's had the opportunity, of course, to coach a bunch of women, but also to coach couples as well. So Colleen, are you okay if I put your information in the about part of this, so that if somebody wanted to contact you, because maybe they're thinking about them and their husband getting on track together, to call you, and Mike could tell the husband how he's done and stuff like that as well?
Oh, I would love it, because Mike he can't help but share it with people too. So yeah, I would love if you put my information in, because helping couples is actually a lot, it's all rewarding, but a lot more rewarding, because it's like this couple bonds together through their health journey.
Yep, exactly. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes one, sometimes doesn't. But that's the thing is that's it is really great when a couple does it together, and they both really, once they both dive into the mental component, they do stick together on it. So perfect. Well, then I'll put her info in the bottom. We'll be posting some photos of Mike, and of course, results not typical. Disclaimer will be at the back, but just wanted to introduce you guys to my sister, because she's the true story of, you can yo-yo and the program will still work for you down the road. It's never too late. If you're watching this and you've done this program 100 times, do it 101, right? It's never too late to actually get to where you want to be with your health. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure to click that subscribe button so you get notified as I load new videos, because I'll be doing more videos over these next couple of days. And then make sure to click that thumbs up button if anything we said offered you value. Obviously, comment below and let us know your thoughts on our dynamic, what we both accomplished with our own health and wellness and all of that. And then of course, come on over to either the Gather with Gwen closed group or the Optimal Health with Gwen Facebook page. And I promise I'll get better posting over there. And then of course, while my kids are out of school, we're going to be doing some TikToks, right? So anyway.
In the comments, post how old you think we are.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. Because we didn't say how old we were, right? Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So, but I now watch TikTok. I know how to put the dupes of the Maybelline primer.
And I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah. So see, I can't squeeze because I have Botox there, but clearly this is like filling in the gaps down there. But anyway, yeah, comment below how old you guys think we are. So anyhow, well, thank you for watching. I hope this motivates you to obviously do it 101 times. Make this time be it. And as you're hearing from Colleen and all my videos, you're not going to have success with our packages. You're going to have success with the mental component. And every one of my coaches would tell you over and over till they're blue in the face, them choosing to shadow their coach, coaching even one person, has been what's made or broken them actually staying on plan and toward their health goals. And do coaches fall off? Of course, we're all human. That's the reality of where we are in our own journey and our own mental component. But I like to wrap up with this. Do not judge a coach on their own success, because they could be full of knowledge, but they could have had a mom that, like Elizabeth Benton with Chasing Cupcakes, because Elizabeth was the heaviest one in the family. Every morning they'd get up at 6 a.m. and her mom would throw on a vest, an orange vest, and make her run at 11 years old on the side of the car. Right, guys? Elizabeth Benton can never be judged. We all have stuff from our past that we are overriding and learning about ourselves. So when somebody goes, my coach is falling off all the time, they're struggling. Yeah, but they probably know more than even I do, because they've been really trying to fix what's gone on in their past to override that. So their ability to coach you has nothing to do with what's happening with their health, because they're working through some crap that went on with them when they were young, and you get to give them grace because their results are not your results. It's what they can help you with to figure out what you get to work through from your past. So thank you guys all for watching. As I always say, with everything with health and life, is the key to success is just don't quit. Make it a great day, everyone. Bye.
transformation, one healthy habit at a time. The following audio contains personal testimonials of independent coaches and clients within the Optavia community. Their results are based on the unique experiences of their journey. We cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. We hope these stories inspire you to continue your journey with or join Optavia, but please note that they have not been verified and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you speak with a healthcare provider or doctor prior to beginning your journey with Optavia.